Editing regions within GarageBand will be one of the most common things that you actually do within the software. So let's take a look at that now. We can close a library by clicking on the library button. And let's go ahead and bring in a region here. We'll click on the Apple Loops button to bring up the Apple Loops browser. And we'll go ahead and drag one of these over. I'll delete this first track since we don't need it. And we'll close the Apple Loops. Now with this region, you will want to select it, edit it, move it, cut it, and do all kinds of different things with it. The first thing we need to do is learn how to select it, which you can just left click and drag and move around the grid. And you can also click and drag a marquee around this region and multiple regions. So if there are multiple tracks here and you need to move around a bunch of different regions, you can just click and drag a marquee and then select them all and move them. You will see they're selected because they will be highlighted. So if I click outside of here, you see it's no longer highlighted, so it's not selected. And when I click on it again, you see it highlight here. You can also do basic computer commands within the regions, such as cut, copy, and pasting. So if I click on this region and I go to the top and click edit, I can cut it as you would do any other type of file within a computer. This will temporarily place it within the clipboard, and I can move the playhead, and wherever I place this playhead is where it's going to paste to. So I go back to the top, click edit, paste. And it will place that region right where the playhead was, and it actually moves the playhead to the end. You can also click, go to edit, and make a copy, move the playhead, and paste as many copies here as you would like. You can also use the normal shortcut keys on the Mac to copy, cut, and paste. So as you can see, I easily use shortcut keys to paste 3 more instances of that audio region. I'm going to click, drag a marquee, select these last 4, and hit delete, and that'll delete those regions out for me. Let's go ahead and move the playhead back to the beginning. And we'll just select this and click and drag so we can move it back to the beginning. Now, when you're working with Apple Loops, you can actually create continuous regions that are loopable. And this is a really cool effect within GarageBand. And all I have to do this is click in the top right of the region, and you will see that there is a little arrow going clockwise. If I click and drag, you will see that it creates an exact replica of that region. And I can hold this down and drag it out for as far as I want to. This is what is so great about Apple Loops, because you can create a continuous song that is loopable, and you don't have to keep recording the same thing over and over again. Let's just go ahead and listen to that real quick. So as you can see, I've just made an infinite loop of that strumming. I can click here and make it as small or as large as I want it to. You can also resize regions if they are not the right length that you need them to be. Now, when you go to the bottom, you're going to see a different type of cursor appear, 2 different arrows, and this is to resize. Now, I can only go as far as this audio file is recorded, so I can't go to the right anymore. But if I go to the left, I can actually trim this back and just make a smaller version of this. If I click and drag the loop, you will see that it makes a replica of that. So the top is for making loops, and the bottom is for trimming or resizing the regions. But remember, you can only go out as far as it's recorded. So when you get to the end and it stops, you know that's the end of that region or recording. You can also split and join regions. So if I wanted to cut this into 2 separate regions, I could move the playhead to the middle, go to the top, click on Edit, Split Regions at Playhead. This will cut it into 2 separate regions that I can now move, cut, copy, drag around, resize, or what have you. You can also join regions by selecting them both, going to Edit, and Join Regions. And this will make it one whole region again. And as I've shown you before, you can click on the region and hit the delete button to delete it, or you can go up, Edit, Delete, and that will delete the region out. That is the basics of editing regions within GarageBand and will be one of the more common tasks that you use on a day-to-day basis. So get familiar with how to edit regions and also study the shortcut keys in the edit section, because these are some of the more common shortcuts that you're going to be using in functions and tools. So you really want to try to memorize these just to make your workflow go a little easier and smoother for you.